Hi, in this video I'm going to be going through forms and how to actually create a form and then share that with some students, alright? So, or you can share it with staff. So the first thing you need to do is go into your Microsoft Office account, and so you'll see all of the apps that you have here. Then what you do is you click on forms, alright? So that will bring you to this menu. And then you can see I've got a few forms here that I've already created. So it's really simple, new form or new quiz, right? And then you can give it a title. So let's just call this one a test quiz. Right, if you want to put an image here, right, you can just search for a word. Let's go test. Right, and then what that will do, it will actually find some images that you might want to use. So just simply click and get add. And that will actually put an image in there. I think that's good to do because I think graphics are really important for students. Right, so coming through here, we're going to do a couple of different types of questions. So you can actually write in, this is a test form. Right, so add a question. So you have some choices. So choice, let's do that one first of all. Is forms easy? And basically just type in option number 1, you might go yes or no. Alright, so that's the thing, and if you want to have another option, you might go maybe. And you can keep adding options as many as you like there. Alright, now here you've got a choice whether you have multiple answers, so you could actually get people to say yes and no and maybe. They could answer all 3, and then click here if you need them, if you require them to answer the thing. Now you can actually allocate points for the students doing or staff doing that particular question as well. Alright, so if you were looking at, you know, an example where it might be they get a mark for getting it right, and you can have 10 questions and it'll be a mark out of 10. So add another question, so you could get them to provide some feedback. So just simply, please tell me right, so that might be, please tell me about forms. And you can have a long, so that gives you a little bit more room. Alright, so add question. And again, if I want to put in an image with any of these, right, just click on the image over here, and we'll just type the word in there that we're looking for that might make sense. So just go forms. So I wanted to use one of these images. Alright, just add it in there. And that will put an image in there next to your question. All right, so that's going to happen eventually. Right, so the next type of question that you can actually ask is, so come down here, add a question, a rating. All right, so is this awesome and easy? Right, so that will give you a rating, star rating. You can have different levels. You have 10 or 5 of the defaults. You can have stars, or you can have numbers. All right, so there are some options there. So add a question. Probably this one down here is one of the most useful ones. All right, so if we go to this one, right, this will give you a ability to have different options and different questions. So about statements. So I can do, and then you might say forms, and I can do OneNote. Right, so, and you can keep adding statements down here. I can do, what are the other things that we might want to do? Might want to do a sway. Alright, so that's those options. Now here, you might go easy. Okay. might be hard. Alright, so you can come up with your headings there. Now if you want to delete these ones, you just delete them. If you only want to have 4, or if you want to have more, you just keep adding them as you go across. So it's pretty easy to do with that. Alright, get that in? So they're pretty well the main things that you want to do in terms of forms. Now once you've created your form, then what you want to do is we want to be able to share that with students or staff. So if you come over to your share over here, or you can preview it, so that's what the form's going to look like to people. So that's probably not a bad thing to do, and you can have it for a mobile view or a computer view. Click back. I want to share it. So I've got a few options here. I can get a link, I can get a QR code. Right, here is I can embed it into some sort of document, or I can email it. Okay, now I think the easiest way here, so this is sending this one here, that's the one that you would send to the people that you want to get their particular comments from, or their views from. So you simply go copy, that will make a copy of that URL there, and then you can share, or that's the first one. Right, so then what I would do is I'd come over to my OneNote, and then I would just simply paste that into my OneNote. That's how I've done that. So paste that in, and notice what will happen. It comes up with my survey form. All right, so for them to actually click in. So if they click into that link, it may ask them to sign in through their LearnLink account. But you can see this is what the form looks like. All right, obviously the graphics are still loading on that particular document there. So it's just a matter of clicking through, typing in here, clicking in there, and okay, easy. All right, and then you submit it. All right, so that's what we would do. We'd submit that form. All right, and that's done. The other way you could actually do this is to have that URL and then go to your day map, have it as a URL, and then you could either send it out as a message. All right, so if I did a message, so create a new message, I'm going to send that to, I'll comment to myself, right? And then what I do is I add the attachment bit, which is the link. Right, so apply, and then all I have to do is type in forms survey. So it's really important that you put this in here, otherwise when the student sees the thing, they'll have all that particular URL there. So that, now it's a nice little link for them to share. So that's one way of doing it, or you can add that as a link into your class, one of the activities the kids click on. So there's a couple of ways of doing that. So sharing that form through either your OneNote or sharing it through your day map. Now I want to quickly show you what that actually looks like when you come the other end in terms of looking at your form. So I want to show you what the actual form looks like in terms of from the other end once it's actually marked. Now, just if you want to share a link with, or a particular quiz with someone else, this is a share to collaborate. This link allows you to view and edit the form. So if I was going to send a form to staff for collecting survey information, and I want them to be able to change it for their classes, then that's the link I would do here, same process. All right, so that's quite good. So I've got my responses. I think I've done this one activity. All right, so you come through here and you can see the responses there are coming out like that. Now if I go to another form, if I go to something like your camp form, I'm collecting some information from. So Borough Camp, if I look at my responses, I've had 6 people respond to the survey at the stage. That's their responses. So you get a bit of a process of how you see the information. It's quite good. right? And then if I want to, I can go and review particular answers from people. So I get some information from my Year 11s the other day, and if I look at the review, 8 responses at this stage I've had from the students. Right, so they're all saying yes, they can connect to OneNote. Yes, they're getting help if they need it. And then it shows me their understanding about simple interest and their ratings here. So pretty well know at this stage that not too many of them actually done the effective interest rate or comparison interest rate. Most of them up to using the compound interest stuff there. All right, so hover over there, it gives you the percentages, which is pretty cool. But it also gives you the graphical way of looking at that. So you get pie charts and you get these slider bars. All right, so you can actually have a look at your feedback. It's really easy to look at your feedback. It's just done for you, and you could, if you wanted to, you could save that to a spreadsheet and use it that way. So the key idea of this particular video is to show you that Forms is really easy for you to set one up first of all, and it's really easy to collect and analyse the data, and it's easy to share. Okay, so we have a couple of ways we could do that. Share that information with students and staff. I suppose the biggest thing here is how you're going to use it with your students or staff. So it may be that you're doing like I've used this one here with my Year 11s as a week 1 to 3 to get some feedback about how they're going, and in terms of the content stuff, and also some information about how they think I'm going as a teacher. So that's one way of doing it. You could do it for a whole semester review where you want to rank how you've gone as a teacher with that standard form that we'll be creating. Or it could be it's an exit card type activity for students to do where you've got 3 questions and you just want to get a very quick response about how they feel about that particular idea, or you want to get their view on something. So it could be as simple as a 30-second video, or like a 30-second form, or it could be they might have to spend a couple of minutes doing it, or it could be a 10-minute survey. So there's lots of ways you can use this, and as you can see, it's really easy to share it with the students and get their responses. Obviously, if you need any help with any of this stuff, then you need to see either someone who's using this particular program, or you need to come and catch up with myself, and I'll